What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Superman Action Comics issue 1052. And while Action Comics isn't a new series, it is part of Dawn of DC. Dawn of DC being DC Comics' year-long initiative, introducing brand new stories and brand new titles. What we had seen in the last issue of Action Comics was Metallo attacking. The brand new Steelworks building is now in ruins. And so now Superman and his family must fight against the newly upgraded Metallo and figure out what is the motivation behind this attack. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up at the Steelworks Tower. The grand opening of Steelworks, it was marred by violence. It was rocked with 2 explosions. Members of the Super Family are on site, and we have Superman and Metallo going toe-to-toe. Superman may have come home stronger from Warworld, but Metallo is also having a power upgrade. As we see Metallo make Superman bleed, that's where Steel comes in, distracting Metallo for a moment. These two are exchanging blows, and Metallo is getting ready to charge up one heck of a blast and take out Steel. That's where Superman gets done and tired of this, coming from behind Metallo, grabbing hold of him and freezing him, and then throwing him straight into space, leaving him floating into the abyss. That's when we pick up with the Kent family. They are all watching on the news, talking about the tower exploding, talking about the concerns of Warworld and all the refugees that have come. A new movement called the Blue Earth Movement. They seem to be some kind of domestic terrorist organization. They are hell-bent on removing these Warworld refugees at all costs. And with nobody seeing that Metallo was there, they are all assuming that this was Warworld refugees. And with Ulsa and Otha, the 2 new children from Warworld watching this, they're curious on who Metallo is. When Steel goes to explain exactly who he is, where he comes from, and his background. After this explanation, they see this as the Unmade. Now back on Warworld, some of the fighters, after they died, the alchemists and necromancers rebuilt them, reanimated them, and sent them into battle. This is exactly how they see Metallo. But having enough of all this discussion, Lois says that it is time for all the kids to go to bed. They go in, they brush their teeth. We see that they are adjusting relatively well, considering where they came from and what they have had to endure. But that is what takes us up into space. Metallo frozen, floating into nothingness. That is when he hears a voice. The ice breaking away from his face. That voice is Tracy. Tracy is letting him know that it didn't work how they had planned. Lex Luthor was supposed to make sure that Tracy was safe. But Tracy is saying that somehow Superman is responsible for her now being held in a max security prison. Because she is the sister of Metallo, she is being held against her will in prison, not doing any crimes, and Superman is responsible. And so what she is telling her brother is that she needs him to kill Superman and his whole family. Taking us back to the Superman family, Superman goes on to say that these kids have adjusted relatively well. There's still a small couple of things that they haven't broken out of. Like when they go to sleep, they sleep on the floor and they bound their arms. They bound their hands together like when they had chains on Warworld. But as the adults begin talking about everything that has transpired, everybody believes that Lex Luthor is responsible. They believe that Lex is the one behind everything. But Superman is letting us know that when all of this was ongoing, he checked in on Lex. Lex is in prison. He used his X-ray vision to ensure that he wasn't communicating with Metello, and Lex wasn't doing anything. He was sitting in his cell reading a book. This makes Superman believe that Lex had nothing to do with it. But if that is true, then somebody is out there and they are raising up the unmade. Somebody is out there using this as a puppet, using Metello as a puppet, making him believe that Lex and his sister have been talking to him. That is where Metello returns to Metropolis, landing in an alleyway. He knows that he cannot show his face to the public. This is where he sees some of those Blue Earth guys, fully loaded up with guns, looking like they are about to go cause some trouble. They attack Metello. They start firing away. He breaks their guns. He punches through some of them, ripping out their throats. But this is also where he teleports all of them out of there. He teleports them to his laboratory as these guys beg not to be killed. He says that he is not going to kill them, that he is going to remake them, because if Superman has a family, then Metello is also going to need a family of his own. This is the House of Metello, the Unmade. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Alright, so the big thing here is that Lex Luthor didn't actually send Metello after Superman. Or at least that is what Superman has been led to believe. Now, I do believe that Superman is just mistaken. We saw what's happening in Superman issue number 1 with the Super Corps, him taking over LexCorp more or less on the orders of Lex Luthor while he's in prison. But Lex has also made it a point to show that they don't need Superman, the Super Family, or any of them. That he was devising some kind of scheme behind everybody's back, one that no one is privy to the information. And we saw some pretty smart moves from Lex in the Superman issue number 1, where really Lex Luthor is using Superman as his own personal bodyguard, while Superman is going to be focusing on the villains of Lex Luthor. What Lex seems to be doing is taking out all the competition, while also making it look like he is on the side of Superman. Now, they say that Lex isn't involved with Metello whatsoever, and I don't think that is true. I think Lex is hiding it in such a good manner that he has even tricked Superman into believing that he has nothing to do with it. But either way, this seems to be a very promising story arc. I am here for it. I'm excited to see where it goes and what they're gonna do with Superman and all of his new power that he has. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with Superman and Action Comics, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It'll get you completely caught up on everything going on with these series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you are unable to do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.